Oh, that's water. Go find it quickly. That's what you should have prioritized. In the future, survival first, revenge later. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another episode of Vinland Saga. We're on season 1, episode 5, which is called The Troll's Son. So last episode was heartbreaking. We lost Thors after a very short time, and unfortunately Thorfinn was the witness to the terrible act, and we see that despite the fact that Thors worked really hard to ensure the safety of all the young men on that boat, including his son, Thorfinn made a solemn vow that he was going to take out everybody that was responsible for taking out his dad. So we ended the episode with Thorfinn on a boat that was headed in the same direction as the pirates, and that is not where he's supposed to be. Shock. So yeah, I'm interested to see where our little boy's gonna end up, since the episode is named after him. So let's jump in, but just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. All that screaming, you ain't got no water. Is that rainwater in there? Because that is, you can drink it. As long as it's not seawater. Seawater. Hold on, don't give up. You got strong blood in your veins, boy. Just stop crying though. You can't afford to waste water on tears, boy. Maybe that's when you should have collected your tears and just started drinking them. Oh, thank God, little boy, run away. Go find fresh water. Close your mouth. That's why your mouth's so dry. Oh, you got energy to run after people you hate? He's only 6, Aisha. He's only 6. Can't expect him to have adult sense at 6. Have we calmed down? Oh, we hurt ourselves. Oh yeah, his arm was still kind of broken, wasn't it? Oh, that's water. Go find it quickly. That's what you should have prioritized. In the future, survival first, revenge later. I was about to say, what are you laughing at? But the kids probably snapped. I forgot. Yeah, do you really need to push those ears out? Sorry. Yeah, these pirates really do need to die, though. I'm all for your revenge quest here, Thorfinn. All of them. Don't get any bad ideas. Even though they're sleeping. It's not a good idea right now. No. That's the one you want, hey? I promise you, he's not sleeping as soundly as it looks. You're gonna try to get that big thing, hun? Okay. So loud. Glad you recognize that taking a life, even at 6, is not an easy thing to do. Even though this man does deserve it. I knew he wasn't sleeping. Oh, really? Tiring? A whole night of pillaging? And then you didn't do anything? He's protecting him. Oh, did you already learn that he doesn't play duels fair, son? Yeah, he knew you were there. Period. Kids got more steel than all of you, bullies. And there goes your momentum. But considering he lifted that big sword at 6, I wouldn't sleep on this kid. Yo, such big people bullying a 6-year-old. But he doesn't want to kill him, obviously. He does respect the little kid. But he's got a reputation to uphold. Wow, Floki was a real dick. Protecting Thor's in death. He really respected him. You're not gonna catch a rabbit, honey. Not in that condition. Proud little thing, though. Berries, mushrooms, but even then, be careful. They may not be healthy. I hope they don't make you sick. Bitter? It's gotta be your tummy or your pride, friend. Can't have both. You You shouldn't be cursing at your age. I'm sorry you're going through this, but honestly, as my mother would say, those who don't listen must feel. You shouldn't have been on that boat.
ヘルが、ユルバ、本当に何と言って詫びれ
And
ばいい
the
のか。
boy?
死んじゃったもんはしょうがないって。メソメソしてもお腹が減るだけよ。
Damn. Now I see why your daddy didn't like you.
あの子だけは、わしが必ず見つけ出す。何年かかろうとも。
Appreciate that.
まあ、男手がないと忙しくてね。
ユルバ。
Well, it's either a defense mechanism or she's really... Oh, God.
無茶よ、ユルバ。
My guess is she's distracting herself. I want to hope she's just distracting herself so she doesn't fall apart, especially since her mom's not that well. Well, she for letting you know you forgot about them. She's strong as hell. Damn, Thor's bloodline. Well, I mean, she's got to take care of the home, right? There ain't no men around now, so...
もう手元が暗いでしょ。折り目を間違うわよ。ユルバ。
She needs to keep busy.
もうちょっとだし。
If I
大丈
stay
夫
still,
よ。
then I'll have to
私
grieve.
疲れてないから。
And there it is. Mom is dead ass. That's it. Get strong so you can hold that sword properly.
絶対殺してやる。
Very dark thought for a 6-year-old, but I understand.
よう
Ah!
頑張ってんな。
Thank you.
僕を盾にしたから父上はこの卑怯者が。
He is a coward.
でも甘かった。
He
それだけ
wasn't
のことだ
naive.
ろ
He wasn't naive at all.
う。お前はただ弱いだけだな。
He's 6. But you can tell the men respect him already. No one wants to take him out. Also, it's pretty dark to do that. But I mean, they already took out that whole village, so they're not above it. Ugh, anyway. He's not growling at you. Maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact. Smart. That was smart. Go for the blade you can manage. Poor Wolfie, but do what you need to do, Thorfinn. I only say poor Wolf because Thorfinn's in his house, okay? Let's be real. There you go. Learn how to use that first. You're small, that's a huge advantage, and then when you start to get bigger, you'll be able to use your sword. Set a trap, baby. Did no one teach you how to trap? Oh? Now you figured out you can throw your knife? Okay. He's figuring it out, though. There's one thing we've seen about Thorfinn. He is extremely stubborn. Oh, he finally did hunting all by himself. Bet y'all couldn't do that when you were 6.
洗脳のオーディの名において貴様に決闘を申し込む。
Can't say the kid ain't stubborn. He's got metal.
受けてやれよ、アシェラット。
Can you cut the balls off of all these yappers, please?
オラフの子アシェラッド。オーディンの名に
You
おいて
know he don't need
決
none of that
闘を受けて
swearing.
やるよ。しょう
You
がねえ
know
か
he
ら
don't mean none of that swearing, boy. Remember that. They're like, wait, you're really gonna take out a kid? You know what to do. Aim for the balls. You should have thrown it. You got too close, honey. You can throw that. I thought we learned to throw.
もういいんじゃねえか。マジで死んじまうぜ。
Is he?
お前じゃね
Woo! That would have hit too. Well, now it's over there.
え。ガキをやんのも趣味じゃねえし。
Really? What about that village?
お前を殺すまでだ。絶対に殺す。
He's a better shot than you.
そしたらご褒美に決闘してやるよ。
Homie said get strong and come back to me.
手柄なんかすぐだ。お前を殺してやる。
Kid's feral. And now that boat is leaving, so I'm wondering how long he gonna be out there. I really hope that Floki's got some great directional skills for places he ain't been before, because that little boy, I mean, he can actually, no, let me take it back. He can hunt for himself now in this fresh water, plus whatever they left in the village, so he could probably live there for a while. It's more being alone that might drive him crazy after a while. But all right, another good episode. We see that our boy Thorfinn is a force. You know, he's 6, so of course he doesn't have a lot of knowledge, but he's not a quitter by any stretch. He's very tenacious and, as I said, very stubborn, and that's really what's kept him alive, that refusal to die. Not to mention, clearly Thor's has got some strong genetics, because we see with the daughter, who I'll talk about in a second, you know, they're not weak stock. They are not weak stock at all. They're very, very strong. And we saw that with Thorfinn here, you know, that rage in him, the fact that being angry is easier than being hurt over the death of his father. And I had a feeling that he was blaming himself. And we got confirmation of that this episode when he saw the berserker and he said, if you hadn't taken me hostage, my dad wouldn't have had to die to protect me, right? So I do think that's really what's driving a lot of what Thorfinn is feeling right now, is that he thinks this is his fault, that if he hadn't come along, this wouldn't have happened. And it's not true, because they were going to ambush the boat regardless, but the leverage, right? There was no way that Thor was going to let his son be sacrificed. He wasn't going to let any of the boys be sacrificed, to be fair, but truthfully, his son was like a absolute non-negotiable. So that's kind of what's driving Thorfinn, is that guilt and that anger. And we saw that, you know, he did what he needed to do to survive. He found water. He was eating scraps if that's all he could get. And then we saw eventually he even taught himself to hunt, and he was starting to figure out how to use the blade he could manage, right? Because we see that Askeladd was inadvertently giving him pointers because he respects him. He sees that there's a fire in this 6-year-old that he respects. It's the same fire that was in his dad, although the fire was dimmed, shall we say, because Thor's didn't want to fight anymore. But that greatness, that air of greatness is clearly in this little boy already, and Askeladd doesn't want to be the one to snuff that light out. And I don't think he still doesn't feel good about the fact that he took out Thor. So you can tell that, like I said, he was dead ass last episode when he said that he wanted Thor's to lead them. Like, he was not joking. But anyways, so we see that also the other men, of course, there's a bunch of miscreants in there that don't have the intelligence to see what's going on, but the berserker is one of them. A handful of them are really seeing that this kid is no joke, and you can see that they actually respect him. Like, no one really wants to hurt. A lot of them had more than one opportunity to take him out, and seeing what they did in that village, they're definitely not against hurting women and children, but there's something there that's keeping them from being able to do anything with this kid. So yeah, there's Thorfinn. We see that he challenged his duel, and unsurprisingly, he lost, but that last shot, that last throw is really what got Askeladd's attention, and that's what made him realize, okay, this kid's got potential, and I'm not going to be the one again to snuff that out. So he told him, if you get out on the battlefield and you win some battles and basically learn how to fight, come back and I'll do a duel with you. So that's what our boy Thorfinn's going to be holding on to. He said if that's the promise, then that's what he's going to do, and he's going to make sure he takes out Askeladd with his bare hands. So I feel like that's going to be a promise he's going to hold on to for a while, especially if he's left alone on this island. So outside of that, we saw back at in Iceland, the crew returned and let Helga and Ylva, they let them know what happened to Thor's, and they said that basically they know that Thorfinn is out there, and Floki promised that he would find him no matter what. And I know Floki means that because he feels devastated about this. I think in his mind, he's also blaming himself somewhat for not recognizing that there could be a trap before he did. But anyways, we see that Ylva's no joke. That Thor bloodline, man, she was out there. She did what a lot of people do when they're grieving, the denial stage, right? She just threw herself into work. She's like, all these things I need to do, acted like it didn't bother her. And I think for her, it's especially upsetting because you could see her and her dad didn't exactly get along. Again, it wasn't like they hated each other. It wasn't that deep. But, you know, she was always trying to get her dad to do things that he didn't really want to do. And you could tell they just didn't really understand each other. And unfortunately, I mean, she did say goodbye to him. She did say when he sent off, she did get a chance to say goodbye, and it was nice enough. But, you know, it's never easy to lose someone you care about and know that her brother is out there somewhere. She has no idea what's wrong, what's out there for him, what's going on with him. And they've always said not knowing is worse than knowing. Knowing that he's out there, potentially with pirates, yeah, the imagination goes wild. So we see that, yeah, she went crazy as far as the chores and trying to keep busy, anything to keep herself from stopping and really thinking about what had happened. And so finally her mom had to step up and be like, okay, girl, you need to calm down. You need to let your emotions emote because you're going to wear yourself down and then we're going to be in a bad place. So at the end, we see she finally did break down with her mom. And yeah, hopefully they'll be able to deal with it. But thankfully we've seen Ilva's proved that she's more than enough to take care of the two of them for the rest of the winter, knowing that their dad's not going to come back to help out with some of the more manual labor chores. So yeah, great episode. I love the world building here. I do. I think that it's really good, and I'm really liking these characters. And, you know, I'm behind little Thorfinn right now. He's annoying me a little, but like I said, I got to keep in mind of myself that he's 6. So for a 6-year-old, he ain't doing too bad. But I enjoyed this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.